Today I'm going to tell you what U.S. cities have the highest percentage of residents with Mexican origins. These would be residents who were born in Mexico or are children or grandchildren of people born in Mexico. We did the state version of this a couple weeks ago, now it's time to do the city version. This video does not include the Latino numbers, that's a wider range and a whole other video we did about a year ago. This video is also about the cities themselves, not the entire metro areas. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Fresno, California. Fresno, a city where the aroma of carne asada wafts through the air as frequent as the summer heat. It's a place where Spanglish isn't just a language, it's a way of life. You haven't truly experienced Fresno until you've seen a lowrider cruising down Blackstone Avenue, its hydraulics bouncing to the rhythm of a Vicente Fernandez ballad. Or until you've seen a homeless person arguing with the telephone pole. Every weekend in Fresno, it's not hard to find someone having a quinceañera. If you don't know what that is, it's an over-the-top celebration of a girl's 15th birthday where the dresses are as flamboyant as the dance moves. Fresno's Mexican population is the heart and soul of this city, infusing it with the vibrant energy, rich traditions, and unwavering love of spicy food, family, and fiestas. The population of Fresno is about 540,000 people. That's just the city itself. About 270,000 are of Mexican origin. Fresno started off as a farming town, and back in the day, that's who was working the fields. They would come up from Mexico to get jobs in the Fresno area. Number 9, El Paso, Texas. El Paso, Texas, where the margaritas flow like the Rio Grande, and the salsa music is so loud that you can practically feel the rhythm in your bones. With a population that's over 80% Hispanic, it's not uncommon to find yourself accidentally ordering your tacos in Spanglish or mistaking your neighbor's barbecue for a small town festival. But hey, who needs cultural boundaries when you can share a plate of tacos and a cold cerveza with your newfound friends? In El Paso, every day feels like a fiesta, and everyone's invited to join in on the fun. Now, I've been to El Paso many times, lived there for about 9 months, well, on a military base right outside of there, made some really good friends, and it was always come on over to my parents' house type thing. We're having a barbecue. There's about 680,000 residents in El Paso, with over 560,000 of Mexican origin. El Paso is located on the U.S.-Mexico border and has a deep cultural connection with Mexico that reflects in the city's architecture, cuisine, and traditions. Number 8, San Jose, California. San Jose, California is so overflowing with Mexicans that the official city bird is now a jalapeno stuffed seagull, and they've even fused the traditional 4th of July fireworks show with a citywide piñata party. San Jose became part of the first Mexican empire in 1821 after Mexico's War of Independence was won against the Spanish crown, and in 1824 it became part of the first Mexican Republic. By the end of 1847, the conquest of California by the United States was complete, and the Mexican-American War came to an end. With California's admission into the Union on September 9th, 1850, San Jose became the first capital of California. Most people don't know that. San Jose was the first capital. The population of San Jose is about 1 million residents, with about 300,000 of them having Mexican origins. Number 7, San Diego, California. San Diego has a large and lively Mexican population. Understandable given how close it is to the frickin' border. It's right there. The city's Mexican influence is evident in the cuisine and the colorful cultural festivals held every single year. Many of San Diegans, I think that's what they're called.
A few moments later.
That is right, they are San Diegans. It didn't sound right when I first said it, but now it's starting to sound normal. Anyway, many San Diegans have Mexican heritage, and it's not unusual to hear Spanish spoken in shops and on the street. It's a big part of what makes San Diego such a distinctive and dynamic city. The population of the city of San Diego is about 1.4 million residents, with about 430 of them having Mexican origins. Number 6, Chicago, Illinois. This one might surprise a lot of you unless you've ever been to Chicago. There's a guy that worked on thumbnails for me a while back, and he's a Mexican guy. He's from Chicago, and I'm all, is there a lot of Mexicans in Chicago? And he said, yes, Chicago has Mexicanitis, and it's not going away anytime soon. When you get to Chicago and you walk around, you'll start to see more taco shops than pizza places. I'm just kidding, but it's getting closer all the time. There's a lot of people speaking Spanish in Chicago, and I think it might surprise a lot of people. I think the pigeons actually speak Spanish. Spend some time in Chicago and you'll find that they have their festivals, great food, and enough tequila to make you forget that the Windy City is not Cancun. Chicago's Pilsen neighborhood is a hub of Mexican culture, known for its vibrant murals, Mexican restaurants, and the National Museum of Mexican Art, which features a vast collection of Mexican and Mexican-American art. The city also hosts Chicago's Mexican Independence Day Parade, which showcases Mexican heritage through its music, dance, and elaborate floats. Yes, they have floats there. Chicago has about 2.7 million residents, with around 800,000 of them having Mexican origins. Number 5, Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas is where the margaritas flow like the Trinity River after a heavy rain, and the salsa music is so loud you can feel the rhythm in your back teeth. If you're looking for a place where you could practice your Spanish while ordering breakfast tacos at midnight, or getting an Uber with an ox decal on the side doors, Dallas is for you. So grab your sombrero and your dancing shoes and get ready to experience a fiesta like no other in the heart of Texas. And that's a direct quote from one of their tourist sites. Dallas hosts the annual Cinco de Mayo celebration in the Oak Cliff neighborhood, featuring parades, folk dancing, and some of the best Mexican food you'll ever eat. Dallas has about 1.3 million residents, with about 550,000 being of Mexican origin. Number 4, Phoenix, Arizona. This one should be no surprise to anyone. I mean, it's right there on the border. Phoenix, Arizona is basically a northern suburb of Mexico City. If you're craving authentic tacos at 2 a.m. or looking for a place that sells jarritos in every flavor imaginable, this is your town. Forget the desert landscape. Phoenix is a cultural oasis with more quinceañeras than cacti. It's all part of the Phoenix experience. Phoenix has about 1.6 million residents, with over 660,000 of them having Mexican origin. Now, every time I bring up the population of Phoenix, they have over 1.6 million residents, and for some reason, whenever I say it, especially about Phoenix, someone gets confused and tries to tell me that they have almost 5 million. No, that's the metro area. The city of Phoenix has about 1.6. Number 3, San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, Texas is all about its Mexican heritage. I've been to the Riverwalk. I've been all over that city. It is a beautiful city. The Riverwalk is amazing. Even though the last time I went there, it was drained for some freaking reason. I had amazing food while I was there. The people are great. And if you want a true sign that a place has actually got a lot of Mexican heritage, look for statues and murals that have goats or friars. You know, those religious men, friars? They always seem to be hand in hand in the Texas Mexican heritage. The city is also known for the San Antonio Missions, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which includes the Alamo and 4 other Spanish frontier missions that reflect the cultural exchange between the Mexican and American historians. You know, in a way, the Alamo and Texas have a lot to do with basically getting the southwestern section of the United States from Mexico. And this is kind of where it all came to a head. The Alamo. Now, there's a lot that goes into that one, but that was kind of the spark, I would say. The population of San Antonio, Texas is 1.4 million residents, with over 900,000 of them having Mexican origin. Number 2, Houston, Texas. Houston, we have a taco problem, and we wouldn't have it any other way. The Mexican population in Houston is so large, you're more likely to hear hola instead of howdy. In fact, there are so many taquerias in Houston, you could eat at a different one every day for a year and still have plenty options left. But hey, as long as the margaritas are flowing and the mariachi bands are playing, I'm not complaining. Now, Houston does have a lot more residents of Mexican origin than most cities. Obviously, they're number 2. But honestly, I could see it more in San Antonio, like way more. You could just everywhere compared to Houston. I was in San Antonio 2 years ago and Houston this last January, spent a couple days there. Yeah, it's It's more in your face than San Antonio. The population of Houston, Texas is 2.3 million residents, with over 1 million, just a little over, being of Mexican origin. The city has the East End, known as the original Mexican district of Houston. All right, before we get to number 1, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you liked what we're doing here, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Los Angeles, California. Is anyone surprised? Anyone? Los Angeles has so many Mexican residents that they should change the city's name to a more Mexican name. Los Angeles. I don't know if that's possible. Los Angeles, translated into English, is the Angels, and that's how it got its nickname, the City of Angels. That's how the Los Angeles baseball team got their name, the Angels. They were originally the Los Angeles Angels from 1961 to 65, then they changed to the California Angels, and then they changed the Anaheim Angels, they changed the stupidest one ever, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They're in 2 different counties. Anyway, they're the Los Angeles Angels again. I'd like to tell you what the Mexican neighborhoods are in Los Angeles, but it's pretty much all of them. I grew up in an Irish-Mexican neighborhood, it's a suburb, Redondo Beach or the South Bay. Back in the day, it was Mexicans and Irish that lived there. You know, things have changed over the years and so many outsiders have moved in. It's not as obvious as it used to be. I've told this story before, but my kids would play Little League, and you would see a kid playing there and he'd be red hair, freckles, obviously Irish. He'd turn around and his jersey would say like Sanchez. Then you'd see some other kid that's obviously Hispanic, turns around, his jersey says O'Brien. Because back in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, that whole area was like strawberry fields. Guess who was working the strawberry fields back then? The Mexican people and the Irish people. If you want to see the Mexican culture of Los Angeles in full bloom, you go to Olvera Street. It's pretty much a tourist thing, but it's like the birthplace of Los Angeles, which is a historic district featuring Mexican marketplaces, traditional restaurants, and cultural exhibits. Los Angeles has 3.9 million residents, with 1.8 million having Mexican origins. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, be nice to each other.